Hello everybody and welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about if the Traxxas TRX4m is worth $150. So let's get right into it. The first things we're going to talk about with the vehicle is the two variants. So there's the TRX4m Bronco and the Defender. We have both, and I'll be showing them in the video here. They both have very good suspension. I would say they're mini scale versions of the Traxxas TRX4 Sport. They have lock diffs all the time. The suspension angle that they have is very good. Their climb rate is very good. Their approach and departure angles are very good. I would say the Bronco is less top heavy than the Defender is, but the Defender has better tires in my opinion. And then we're going to talk about upgrades that these things have and what we've done to both of the TRX4Ms.
Upgrades, people, upgrades!
So upgrades for the TRX4M include aluminum, steel, and brass parts. There's an array of brass parts that you can put on them to weigh the vehicle down so they're less top heavy and so they stay on the trail a bit better. Steel also helps out, just makes it cheaper. They make cheaper versions of the brass parts in steel, but it's more it's more rusty than the brass parts are. There's also aluminum parts like every other Traxxas vehicle, which don't rust as much, but they don't add that much weight, and those would be for more durability than weight. The good thing about these vehicles, they now use clipless bodies, so you don't have to worry about body pins anymore. And they use metal frames like the TRX4 Sport does. It uses the Titan 180 87 turn motor, which provides a lot of torque. And I'll show some B-roll of them doing rock crawling at RC Madness on both their 1/10 and 24 scale tracks. If you notice there's a wire going to the body, that's a modification I'll demonstrate in a little bit. The good thing is that a lot of the parts right now that Traxxas has are upgradable, and there's going to be a lot of third-party stuff coming out for this vehicle. The only thing is they haven't come out with much since this vehicle came out about November of 2022. Alright, so let's talk about one of the main features I've added to this vehicle. It's upgraded. It's called the Pro Scale Light Kit. The 1/10 crawlers like to have those. The light kit on here is very easy to install. It's about a 5-minute install, and it will come with instructions in the book. And there's many light modes. So this is the standard mode that it likes to go in. It'll have headlights and tail lights. And when you put the brakes on the vehicle, the brake lights will light up, and if you have the vehicle in trail mode, the brakes will be on all the time. And then you go into reverse lights and the vehicle goes into reverse. And directionals do not come on, it only has hazard lights. And the other features that it has are running lights. All you have to do is press the blue button on the back of the ECM. So here is a demonstration of the running lights. Same thing, tail lights will be on the back. And then you can have the lights turned off altogether with the plug still plugged in. Then you have hazard lights, front and rears. They look pretty cool. I'll show them on the TRX4M Defender as well. Let's pop the body off, and then there's demo mode. Which you cannot drive the vehicle with this mode on. Usually if this is on display at a hobby store, they'll have this mode on if the TRX4M lights are installed on it. So it kind of just runs through all the light features that it has. Alright, so I'll let this sit here for a little bit and I'll pull out the TRX4M Defender with another modification we've done to them, and I'll showcase its Pro Scale lights. So another great modification we've done to both vehicles is adding the little utility trailer. The install is kind of weird. You have to take the rear bumper off in order to get the trailer hitch on, because and the hardware is very small on this. That's the only downside that I do not like about these vehicles. The utility trailer is about $30, and you can the trucks have enough torque to haul some decent sized things in there, but you're not going to be putting like a massive load in there. Just something for scale. If you're going to be doing rock crawling or just driving these things scale on like a little road, this is perfect for that. And both these vehicles have the trail hitches. I'll roll some video. The trail hitch does mitigate what you can and can't climb over, and does get hung up in certain spots. That's the only thing. So if you're gonna do crawling, mostly instead of scale things, I would stick to not getting a trailer for it. Now the light kit for the Defender also looks very, very good. I'm gonna grab the battery for it. Well, I grabbed the batteries. So the batteries, they are 2-cell 750 milliamp LiPos. They come with a USB charger in the box. They'd use a different type of plug, different to what the normal Traxxas plugs use, even though the Trax vehicles do not use this. Some people like them, some people do not like them. When you put it in the vehicle, there is a little tab. So there's a little rubber piece in there. All you have to do is not have the body fall off my leg. All you have to do is just slide the battery in and clip the rubber strap over it. And then there's no switch to turn this vehicle on. You have to turn the transmitter on and then plug the vehicle right in. So let's turn the transmitter on, and once the vehicle is plugged in, it's automatically turned on. So there we are. Now another thing these vehicles do have right out of the box is bumper lights. So let me plug those in real quick. I'm going to take out the Pro Scale lights and I'm going to plug in the bumper lights real quick. So as you can see, the bumper lights are attached to the chassis. They're very bright. I said these bumper lights come with on all versions of the TRX4m, and they come stock with the vehicle, and they are also replaceable if you break them. I like to keep them unplugged because the Pro Scale lights look good. Unless it's really dark out, I sometimes keep them plugged in. But I mostly keep the Pro Scale lights plugged in for this one. So these are what the headlights on the Defender look like. This is the nice British green that we have it in. Let me change the modes to off. Actually, these are running lights. So it has the same features that the Bronco has with running lights, headlights, and off and hazards. I'd say the hazard lights look a little bit better because the way the body's designed on the Defender. They are front and rear. And then it also has demo mode. So the demo mode is also very cool. So let me grab so it also comes with a manual inside the box. It tells you information on the vehicle about the clipless bodies, the batteries, what not to do and what to do with the batteries. Now one thing, if you have a LiPo battery, you know how to use them, but if you do not know how to use LiPo batteries, if you ever drive a vehicle and then it stops running, that is a LiPo protection. So if you run it out of voltage, those LiPos are pretty much dead. They're basically paperweights. So what I would do after that is plug the battery immediately into a charger, even if it's enough to get a little juice in it. And that'll be enough to preserve the battery life. If you can take care of these LiPo batteries, they'll last forever. Runtime is probably an hour and 20 minutes, depending on how you drive it. If you have the high-speed gearing in there, which is another option for the vehicle, you could probably get maybe an hour 45 minutes of runtime. But the stock gearing, if you're doing crawling, you can get about an hour and 20 minutes. It's very surprising what you can get out of those batteries, and those batteries about $20 on the Traxxas website or at a local hobby shop. Let's see, the trailers are also $30 at Traxxas website and most local hobby shops. The Pro Scale lights for both vehicles are about $25 on the website and at hobby shops. And the transmitter they use the same 2.4 gigahertz TQ remote that all brushed vehicles from Traxxas and Trax have. Trail-wise, they do handle very good. I was very surprised by their performance. They're able to scale up things without falling on their backs. Is very impressive. That's why the motor's mounted in the front. Like I said, similar design to the TRX4 Sport. So both vehicles are worth $150 without tax. That's both on Traxxas' website and at hobby shops, either for the Bronco or the Defender. Those are the only two body styles that they're selling at the moment. Hopefully they add some more based on some of the other vehicles that they sell. I would love to see either K5 Blazer or the Ford Ranger in those bodies. The old classic Bronco Rangers. So far I haven't seen much for aftermarket support for these, especially bodies. Proline's probably going to be coming out with a bunch of bodies. Many viewers know that Proline's a very good place to get bodies. They're very good quality. All you have to do is either paint them, cut the fenders, or just sticker them up. I would say most places nowadays for these trucks, they have crawling courses. The only thing is they are 18 scale. So the more popular crawlers like the Axial SCX24s, those been out for a while, and there's been tracks made for those, especially at RC Madness. We were kind of struggling with these vehicles because the track that they had was made for the SCX24, so going into some areas we were scraping the roofs on them, going through kind of tunnel-like areas, or we couldn't make sharp turns, even though the turning radius is higher than the SCX24, just because the trucks are so much wider and longer than the SCX24, we kind of struggled in certain areas. And if you watch some of the video that I have, they're rolling over because I'm hitting spots they're not supposed to be going over, but we had to go over those spots because we just wouldn't be able to fit in some areas. We even tried them on their 1/10 scale track. They actually did a little bit better there because they had some more wiggle room, but the obstacles that they had there were a bit bigger, so they did get hung up in certain areas a little bit more often. I would say if you're going to use them in your backyard, they're very good for crawling in the backyard. I did that with my Defender. Works flawlessly. I had a few rollovers. That's because I just did some stupid things. But in terms of grip, both of them grip pretty well. I would say the Defender has a little bit better tires than the Bronco. There are also different tire options that Traxxas sells for that vehicle. So in terms of my final conclusion for these vehicles, I'd say it is definitely worth $150, especially if this is going to be your first Traxxas vehicle that you're ever going to get. They're slow enough where you won't be breaking major parts. You can still break them, but like every Traxxas vehicle, they have great part support. So I would say $150 is definitely worth it compared to the 1/10 vehicles, which the lowest down is about $180, $190 is for a Bandit. But if you like off-roading, you like crawling, which is for the 110s, that's super expensive to get into because they range from about $360 to about $500+. I would definitely say these menus are definitely worth the money. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear you guys your thoughts on the TRX4Ms. I need video ideas, so please give me some video ideas. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.